Every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat. Hello, I'm Carla, psychotherapist and mindset coach, and on this channel, I help you get unstuck and reach your goals by exploring topics that shift your mindset so you can live your highest potential. I am going to be reading from Think and Grow Rich, the source of all sources of personal development, from Napoleon Hill. Well, actually, I'm going to read from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich in 10 minutes a day. I'm going to make a video of me reading each chapter, so follow along with me. The first chapter is Desire, the first step to riches. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Burn all the bridges. Every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat. The trait that distinguishes almost all successful people from the unsuccessful ones is desire, a state of mind that is perpetually focused on the certainty of success. Desire should not be mistaken for its weaker brethren, hoping and wishing. It has the following characteristics. It is definite. It has specificity. It is dominating or all-encompassing. It is supported by belief. Belief is the faith that you will attain what you desire. This faith readies you to achieve your definite major purpose, first by enabling you to recognize opportunity the moment it arrives, and second, by preparing you to act on it immediately. You cannot be ready to receive that which you desire until you believe you can and will acquire it. I want you to think about things that you desire, dreams in your life, things that you want to accomplish. If you've been waiting years and years to receive it, when is it going to get here? Well, let's read what Napoleon Hill says. We cannot receive, we're not ready to receive a thing until we believe that we can and that we will get it. And belief is strengthened by a single-minded focus. Those who are most likely to succeed in translating their desire into physical reality will burn all bridges between themselves and unrelated or unhelpful activities, releasing themselves from any ties that prevent them from wholeheartedly pursuing their definite major purpose with an all-encompassing passion. Are you ready to burn the boats? Are you ready to get rid of all of the unrelated or unhelpful activities that stand between you, the things that stand between you, and the life that you want, your goals, your desires, your dreams? We can go from here to here if we just cut out the middle. And so we have to constantly ask ourselves, are we truly in belief that we can acquire our desire? Are we truly ready to receive it? I know I personally spent years thinking that I was ready when I was really just screwing around. I was up late, I was partying, I was drinking, getting up late in the morning, procrastinating on things, too tired to do things, not being disciplined, not being focused. And that's why things weren't happening. And it did not click to me. That's why it's so important when I really got into this material, particularly Napoleon Hill studies. That's when I realized the most successful people in the world study these philosophies, these principles. And I mean that quite literally, like Napoleon Hill's philosophies and principles. Think and Grow Rich has made more millionaires than any other personal development book. And all the other personal development books out there have their roots in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Let's read the rest. Hill tells the story of one of my favorite stories. Hill tells the story of a warrior who brought his armies via ship into the enemy's territory. Knowing that they were outnumbered, the warrior burned all their boats after they had disembarked, declaring, "We win or we perish." This gave the armies the motivation they needed to defy the odds and win. What if you were at war and your captain sailed across the sea to this island, and the moment you got off, he burned the ships? There ain't no way out. You either win or you die. There's no escape route. There's no ride home. The ships are gone. A lot of times we have to burn the ships, or we will continue getting back on the ship and rowing back home to safety. And that can look like, if you're on a diet, keeping those snacks, the cookies, the crackers, the junk food drawer. If you're trying to stop drinking, you always have the bottle of wine or liquor laying around, so that when the moment of weakness comes, it's there ready for us. It's our escape hatch. It's our escape route. It's our boat to return back to safety or to comfort or to habit. And that's why it is so difficult to truly make change. That's why most people do not do it. As Napoleon Hill says, 98% of people are drifting through life. I was such a drifter. And if you want to read more about that, his other book, Napoleon Hill's book, Outwitting the Devil, so good. Okay, sorry, let's get back. Edwin C. Barnes similarly burned all his bridges when he traveled to Edison's laboratory and staked everything he had on the belief that he would be Edison's business partner. This single-minded focus motivated him to work tirelessly in his initial menial position and enabled him to seize opportunity when it later came his way. That was a shortened version of the story of Edwin C. Barnes, who went to go work with Thomas Edison back in the day, and he wanted to be Edison's partner, and he stayed and he persisted and he had the faith and he kept kept that burning desire, and he did end up being Edison's partner. So that was the shortened version here in the Think and Grow Rich in 10 Minutes a Day. But the full version is in this book, which I highly recommend. And that version, that copy of the book, the one with the red and the orange cover, is the original unedited text that was published in 1937. And the official version of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. I'll put a link where you can buy that right below. So he's talking about Edwin C. Barnes, who also burned all the bridges, just like that warrior did. Marshall Field, founder of the Chicago-based department stores Marshall Field's, also exemplifies the power of an unwavering commitment to one's definite major purpose. Early in his career, he and a group of fellow merchants met misfortune when their storefronts burned down. While the other businessmen followed the easier path of starting over in a new location, Field chose to remain in Chicago and rebuild, saying, "Gentlemen, on that very spot I will build the world's greatest store, no matter how many times it may burn down." His belief that he would create the world's largest department store in that very location enabled him to use hardship as an opportunity to become a pioneer in his industry. He saw the fruits of that flagship store in the wreckage, and his burning desire ensured that he would accept nothing less than success. Imagination. If you do not see great riches in your imagination, you will never see them in your bank balance. Belief requires imagination, the ability to think beyond perceived limitations and to approach all ideas and opportunities with an open mind. It takes only one great idea to succeed. The key is to tolerantly consider each one that arises in your mind to ascertain its potential. Your dreams require visualization to make them a reality. Do you visualize? The following 6 steps, initially practiced by Carnegie and approved by Edison, form the backbone of Hill's success formula and will help you transform your desire into its financial or material equivalent or attain any definite goal. Number 1, establish in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Number 2, determine specifically what you are willing to give to attain your definite goal. Number 3, set a firm deadline for acquiring your definite goal. Number 4, create and immediately implement, regardless of your readiness, a concrete plan for attaining your desire. Use the instructions in Chapter 3 to create this plan with the help of the subconscious mind and the principle of autosuggestion. Do not rely on logic and reason. We must be illogical and unreasonable when we're going after big dreams and big goals. Number 5, condense your response to number 1 through 4 and write them in a clear, concise statement. Number 6, repeat this statement to yourself out loud 2 times a day, once just before bed and soon after waking up. As you recite the affirmation, see, feel, and believe yourself already in possession of your desire. I have my Definiteness of Purpose card right here from the Napoleon Hill Institute, which I am a proud coach of. And I have my statement written there. I actually write it out every day in my notebook and I recite it to myself, and I think about it quite often. These steps will not only keep you on track to actualizing your desire, but they will give you the fortitude to withstand temporary defeat. Remember, as Hill says, practical dreamers do not quit. Meeting your other self. No one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. No one is ever defeated until defeat is accepted as a reality. As you single-mindedly pursue your desire using your imagination to make your dreams a reality, you will likely encounter misfortune. Regardless of whether these obstacles are internally or externally imposed, and regardless of when they arise, you can use them to drive your achievement. Use these obstacles to drive our achievement. Those who reach the heights of prosperity recognize that every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. I use that metaphor a lot in my psychotherapy practice. When my therapy clients come with a lot of trauma, a lot of crap, they've experienced a lot of shit. Let's just be honest. And I personally dealt with some doo-doo in my life. I'm sure you have as well. And we can either keep it just like that, a big pile of stinking crap, or we can turn it into fertilizer. Use it in our favor. What can we plant? What can we create from this? I use the example of a family who lost their child to cancer. And now they go around fundraising and campaigning, building wings on hospitals, helping other families going through the same thing. They use that tragic situation, that heap of crap in their life, and they're growing helpful, positive things out of it. So again, every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. Hill uses his son Blair as an example of this principle. If you have not heard this story, y'all gotta Google it. Look it up on YouTube. Napoleon Hill's son Blair was born without ears. All of the doctors said, you are going to have a deaf mute as a son. He will not be able to hear, or speak. And Napoleon was saying, no, you don't understand. I'm not going to listen to any of you. And the doctors were like, okay, yeah, Napoleon, we know you're into this personal development. You're into this whole, change your mind, create your own reality type thing. And they thought that he was in denial. But this story proves it is so amazing. It truly is a miracle. He practiced what he preached. Although Blair was born without ears, his burning desire to hear provided him with the impetus he needed not only to find a means of hearing and speaking, but also to use his experience to help others. Do not shy away from the temporary defeat. It is an opportunity to meet your other self, the strongest version of yourself that meets trials and tribulations with undaunted courage, iron-willed determination to persevere, and singular ingenuity. When you confront your other self during a time of crisis, it often marks a turning point in your life, discovering your remarkable capacity to create useful ideas through imagination. When we're pushed up against the wall, we start using our imagination. We start getting real creative to find solutions. Your ability to transform your strongest emotions into constructive beliefs changes the dynamic of your success journey entirely. Your personal success equation. There is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose. The knowledge of what one wants and a burning desire to possess it. If you combine a state of mind characterized by belief, courage, and open-mindedness with a working knowledge of the 13 success principles in this book, everything you desire will come your way when and only when you are ready for it. He gives us an action item at the end of this chapter. From definite goal to definite plan. Reread the 6 steps to transform desire into its physical equivalent, and if you have not already done so, complete steps 4 and 5. Do you have your definiteness of purpose written down? Do you know where you're headed? What goals are you working towards? What is your purpose in life? If we do not have a goal, if we don't have a purpose, if we don't have that definiteness of purpose and know where we're going, we are just drifting. We're getting up every day and seeing what the day has to offer. We think that life will change just because we hope and wish for it, because we're good people. Take it from me, it doesn't happen like that. We have to dictate where we're going to go. So if there's a goal, if there's a dream that you've had on hold or that's dead and buried, I want you to resurrect it. Focus on what you want. Where do you want to go in life? I highly recommend getting this book if you haven't read it. There's also a beautiful condensed version by Earl Nightingale free on YouTube. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich truly has changed so many lives and is responsible for a lot of the successful people that you and I probably admire. So I'm going to make a video reading each one of these chapters from this condensed book of Think and Grow Rich in 10 minutes a day. And I'll leave a link below to the book Think and Grow Rich, the original version. I hope you join me on this journey reading chapter by chapter of Think and Grow Rich in just 10 minutes a day. If you're into personal development and you really want to make changes in your life, Napoleon Hill is truly where it starts. And if you have any questions or you're interested in studying at the Napoleon Hill Institute, please send me a message or visit my website at carlaelizondo.com. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.